and welcome back to my channel. For the ones who are new here, my name is Romy. I'm an expat living in Qatar, and earlier this year I started this channel to share some insights about my life as an expat here in Qatar, how it is working here, sharing some insights about the country itself and documenting my life in general about living abroad. But to be honest, the last 2 weeks didn't feel right to post any content I've initially planned and just carry on as nothing have happened. At the same time, I also got a lot of messages from my family, from my friends, asking me how the current situation is impacting us here in Qatar, how our daily life looks like, and how we're in general affected by it. So I thought the best thing I could do at the moment is to sit down and share my personal experience from the perspective of an expat here, and just to give you an honest overview about our daily life here. Before I'm going to talk about how our daily life looks here, I just want to give a brief explanation about the situation, what have happened the last 2 weeks, and why we have this situation. So, as you may know, there always have been tensions between the US, Israel, and Iran. And these tensions have been going on for quite a while. And I mean, the last couple of weeks, the tensions escalated more and more. And also President Trump, he sent a lot of military to this region with very big warships. Also soldiers were moved to this region, and there were a lot of discussions and negotiations going on. However, they were not successful, and on February 28, Israel began to attack Iran, and the US were supporting Israel and now are also attacking Iran. And as a result of these attacks, Iran started to attack the Gulf countries here. So you may ask, why did they attack countries like Qatar? And for the ones who are not aware of, here the Gulf countries, they host international military bases. For example, here in Qatar we have a really huge US military base. And as a result of the attacks from Israel and the US, Iran started to attack with missiles and drones these US military bases. However, I think there was now a new stage to it, because beside these military bases, they also started to attack critical infrastructure. For example, here in Qatar, the energy infrastructure was attacked, and the same have happened also in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, and also the UAE, as you may know from the news. In the meantime, the governments across the Gulf countries here tried already to negotiate with Iran on the current situation, and they hope to de-escalate this situation soon. From the outside, it may look quite traumatic, and of course, the situation is serious. We shouldn't underestimate it. Overall, we feel safe and we are safe. The air defense protection from the government here in Qatar is really great. They're doing an amazing job, and also the communication about what is happening during the attacks and after the attacks is really good. And as a resident, from my part of view, I feel very safe. So one of the big questions I got, how is life on the ground here in Qatar? So how is the atmosphere looking like, and how is our daily life looking? Honestly, the best way to describe it is it just feels normal. I mean, there are some restrictions, especially when it comes to work and school. Most of the companies, they switched to home office, and also the schools were closed the last 2 weeks, meaning that the children, they all have distance learning. So every morning you log in into your iPad, you have your lesson online, and also the homework is sent as a PDF or as a worksheet to your computer. And in general, I mean, we all stay more at home. However, I mean, we are still going out, we are still enjoying meeting with friends. But there are some limitations to it, especially because we have daily attacks, sometimes during the day, sometimes during the night. We always get like a notification from the government right before the attack is happening. So there is an national alarm. You are getting it on your phone. It's a really loud sound, and when you hear the sound, you know you need to shelter in place. So I think between the sound until you hear the attack and the booms, the sounds, which are the interceptions, not that there is any real attack on the ground, but the interceptions are quite loud. You have like 2 to 3 minutes, and I mean, after 2 weeks you know how to shelter in place, you are aware. So in general, the people stay calm when the attack is happening. They all go inside their houses and just wait until the attack is over. Most of the things are intercepted, and then after the attack and the interception happened, you get another alarm that the threat is eliminated, and then you can go outside again. And this is just basically how our life currently looks like. And I mean, in general, the people are quite calm when these attacks happen. I think also a big plus is also that the communities around here, they are really supportive. For example, here in my compound, the neighbors are really active and supportive. They text you how you're doing, they caring about your mental health. Of course, there are a lot of conversations currently going on in the expat chats of people who are planning to leave, or of people who want to know more information about the flight opportunities organized by the embassies back to their home countries. However, I would say this is quite normal for this kind of situation, and overall I would say our life is quite normal, and the mood overall for all of the people here is very good, and the whole residents are really supportive to each other. It's more a feeling of staying informed, staying calm during the attacks, and taking things day by day at the moment. Another question I think I already answered a little bit in the beginning: how is the situation affecting schools and work? So as I mentioned, most of the companies switched to home office, and also schools were closed and were totally switching to online lessons. I think it's a little bit like COVID a few years ago, where everyone needed to stay at home. I think it can feel very isolated, and also, I mean, I'm a parent myself, it also can feel a little bit overwhelming handling your full-time job while also having the kids at home, trying to support them with learning and with their homework. And I mean, all of our family is currently staying under one roof 24 hours most of the time. Anyone who has experienced working from home and also doing homeschooling at the same time probably knows how challenging it can be. But overall, I think the community around us is really supportive, and I think in general the expat community here is really strong in Qatar. Everyone is supportive to each other. So while daily life continues, everything requires a little bit more flexibility, especially for parents with children. Another thing I got a question about was the overall safety here in Qatar and how it feels like being attacked. So I just wanted to give also a quick update on this. As I mentioned, we have daily attacks. The attacks are mostly missiles and drones, and most of the things are intercepted here by the air defense system of Qatar. They are very transparent what they intercepted and if any explosions happened, and after each attack they always share an official update about it. So as a resident here in Qatar, I feel really well informed, and overall I feel really safe. I think the benefit of living here in Qatar is that we already experienced a missile attack last year, so in general we are really aware how a missile attack is looking like. And also we are aware of these explosion interception sounds. I think now after 2 weeks we are now all sound experts in terms if this is a missile attack, a drone attack, is it a trash truck, or is it a car door? So I think you are getting more and more sensitive when it comes to these kind of sounds. I also have friends here in Qatar who lived here for I think 18 years now, and they told me, you know, Romy, I lived here for such a long time. Qatar overcame so many difficult situations, for example also the blockade in 2017, and they are really well prepared for these kind of situations. And also this gives me a lot of relief and a lot of trust that Qatar can do this. The last update I want to share with you is regarding the travel situation here in Qatar. As you may know, Qatar is one of the biggest travel hubs in the world. They have many thousand flights each day arriving and departing from Doha. And at the moment, there are a lot of restrictions when it comes to the airspace. For over, I think, almost 10 days, the airspace was totally closed. And now they started scheduling some flights. The number of destinations they're flying to is still limited. And it's really well controlled by the military because of the ongoing attacks. However, the flights are starting now from Doha and also arriving, and I think this is also a good sign for all of the people living here, because as you may know, the Eid break started now with the schools. A lot of people planned their holidays, so hopefully in the next 1 to 2 weeks the airport traffic will go back to normal. So overall, from my personal perspective and from my own experience here, Qatar feels really stable and calm at the moment. And of course the situation is still serious in this region, but I hope that in the next few weeks the situation is getting better. I hope that the negotiations and meetings between the Gulf countries and all of the other countries involved within this conflict get together, sitting on one table, and hopefully they can find a way out of this current situation, because I think it's also not sustainable for all of the countries here affected to keep on going with this current situation. So if you have any questions about the current situation, leave it in the comments. I'm happy to answer all of them. And if you found this video interesting and informative, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.